Well, that's up, Netizens. You're watching Dark Star. My name is Anthony. Today I'm going to be watching the Justice League trailer that just popped out for Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League. You know, a lot of things going around about it. It's been hyped up for quite a while. HBO putting it out. I watched the old one back in the day that it came out or whatever. It really wasn't that good. I still think it was an improvement from Batman versus Superman. I thought it was a lot better than that. But it wasn't as good as Wonder Woman. I haven't seen some of the other ones like Aquaman, Shazam. I haven't seen those. I haven't seen the new Wonder Woman either. Basically just seen Wonder Woman, Man of Steel, which I thought was actually pretty good. I like Man of Steel. I think that one's underrated. People hate on that one for little reason. I mean, there's a couple things here and there that are kind of dumb. Like, you wouldn't just watch your dad die even if it was to keep your secret. Like, that's just fake news. That's not gonna happen. But, uh, you know, um, overall, I still think that was a pretty good movie. Uh, and yeah, I mean, Batman versus Superman was not very good at all. I think actually it was really bad. Honestly, the more I thought about Batman versus Superman, which I tried to defend for a while because I do like DC and I want their movies to succeed, it just wasn't a good movie. And then Justice League or Wonder Woman came out, which was great. I think did Justice League come out first? I think Justice League came out first. I don't remember exactly, but Justice League was definitely an improvement on Batman vs Superman, like I said, but it just was nowhere near like great. It still wasn't like Marvel standards or anything like that at that point. And then Wonder Woman came out, and I thought that was a really good movie. So I liked Wonder Woman quite a bit. Probably still stand as my favorite DC EU or DC, yeah, whatever this this wave of uh, DC movies is. Obviously, if you take into consideration like the Dark Knight trilogy and stuff like that, then obviously, or the newer Joker movie, then you're moving into dicier territory in terms of whatever those movies. I mean, The Dark Knight is definitely a better movie than Wonder Woman, but and I'd say Joker is probably as well. Uh, and the Suicide Squad movie sucked, so that is what it is. But um, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to watch this. I'm excited to see what he does with this. I mean, I feel like Justice League was on the cusp of being a good movie. Not a great movie. It was a mediocre movie on the good side of mediocre, I would say. Like I don't regret watching Justice League. Not saying it's great or good even, but I don't regret watching Justice League. It had characters I liked and it was good enough to be entertaining. Mediocre but entertaining. On the cusp of being good. So if it's just even a little better, it'll be a good movie. If it's a lot better, it has the potential to be a great movie. So where is that going to come into play? How much different is this thing going to be? The one thing that this thing has going against it is we've already seen Justice League. So this thing has to really bring new stuff to the table to really have a chance to be a great movie because now maybe if this had been the regular release from the start, then maybe it would have been seen as a great movie. But it's got to go above and beyond in order to get to that category really because it's already been out. So I'm gonna try to watch it as if it's its own thing and not try to put too much stock into that. But that is something that I think you most people are going to take into consideration. We have seen it. How much better can you make it? Let's see what you can do. Everybody wants the Snyder cut. They decided, let's go ahead and do it. I have to imagine that whoever ended up pitching this full idea, right, whether or not it was Snyder or the people at Warner Bros. Or HBO or whatever, whoever pitched this and said, let's spend millions and millions of dollars to work on a movie that is generally critically rejected. It's not. It's seen as a bad movie by from a critical perspective and from the general population as mostly a bust. Right. Let's take this meme in the community of the Schneider cut and spend millions of dollars and recreate it and re-release a movie multiple years later uh, and see what happens. I have to imagine in that pitch the ideas that were presented and the idea that it was going to fix the things that people didn't like about it, was convincing enough for them to do it. I would like to think that that's the case, and I would like to think that's why they decided to go ahead and move forward with the project. Usually people don't like throwing millions of dollars away. Sometimes they do. I'm not sure what they did at the box office. It probably made its money back, so maybe it made so much money that they were just like, fuck it, let's just do it because it's going to make enough money back anyway. I don't know, because this is going straight to HBO, so I'm not sure how much money it's going to make them. I don't know how that works. Like, I don't know how to even calculate, like, how much money you're going to do. It's not like the box office where you can just, like, count it up and be like, oh, it costs this much, and they made this much, and, like, that's kind of a general idea. This one's more like, how many subscriptions can you directly attribute to people getting it to watch the Justice League movie? I don't know what the answer to that question is. But the major point is that they felt like it was worth the investment. And I don't feel like they would have felt that way after the public response to the movie, to the original movie, if they hadn't been convinced in some way. So I'm really hoping that they really took a look at the things that the movie did poorly. And from some of the trailers, it feels like they did, right? Like, the way Steppenwolf looked, it was one of the biggest things that people had a problem with, and he looks significantly better in these things. They didn't really show Darkseid as much and tease him, as much as people wanted them to. It looks like that's a big thing that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't give as much backstory to a lot of the characters and build them up and allow them to shine as much as they could have. And the trailers look like, they've got completely different scenes and stuff like that for characters that didn't really have, those scenes didn't exist for those characters. I think Cyborg and Flash in particular got some stuff in there that was relevant. So they really have a shot, I think, if the trailers are any indication up to now, and I haven't seen this trailer yet, they have a shot to really fix this thing, I think, because it looks like they're at least listening to some extent. So I'm hoping that that's what we're going to see today a little bit as well, and I guess we'll find out. So yeah, let's go ahead and check it out.
The bell's been rung. Out in the dark, among the stars.
I think Joker's in this too.
The god is dead.
Oh, look, that's a whole thing. And we're hearing Lex Luthor, so I don't know if he's going to come back.
I had a dream.
A little bit.
Almost like a premonition. I think there's an attack coming.
My lord, this world will fall.
I need warriors. I'm building an alliance.
Looks like a lot more fights.
To defend
a lot more different places.
How do you know your team's strong
action.
enough? If you can't bring down the charging bull, then don't wave the red cape at it.
You're sent here for a reason.
Wow.
And even if it takes you the rest of your life, find out what that reason is.
I mean, it really does look like a whole new movie. It's crazy.
They said the age of heroes would never come again.
It will. It has to.
We live in a society where honor is a distant memory. Isn't that right, Batman?
I mean, I was pretty impressed by that trailer. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't know, maybe I'm naive. The only thing that I would say is Jared Leto coming back as Joker. He looks a lot different. They removed some of the stuff. But once again, that's another sign, right? Like, they listen. Like, people were like the damage tattoo and shit like that. And people were like, dude, like, come on. It looks so bad. Like, it's so dumb. Like, why is Joker like this modern gangster, like New York gangster type character or whatever now. Like he totally doesn't represent it. And now he looks totally different. He doesn't have that stupid shit on his forehead. You know, I think Jared Leto is praised as a good actor. You know, he was obviously ridiculed for his behavior on set and off set, while he was method acting supposedly for the Joker. You know, he's got a lot to live up to with some of the more iconic performances in cinema history coming from Joker actors playing the Joker, such as Heath Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix. Like, so he's got, you know, it's hard, and he sees himself as a good actor, and he really kind of potentially went over the top and maybe was doing things. It was one of those things where it was more like, I feel like I should be doing these things in order to, like, I want people to know that I'm, you know, one of those Jokers, more so than actually being one of those Jokers. Has he fixed that? We don't really know. We know that, obviously, once again, they've changed some stuff here. And we know what the outcry was in response to that. Once again, this is another one of those things like I was talking about in the pre-discussion. You know, whoever was like, hey, let's bring Jared Leto back. He should be the Joker in this fucking Justice League Snyder cut. Somebody or he or whatever must have been like, hey, look, we heard what was going on outside. We see the problems we made. This is the reason why we can fix this, and this is the reason why this is okay to put back in, or whatever. You would hope that that's the conversation that was had. Everything to me that I'm seeing, and I understand, like, it's not always like that, right? I'm coming from a logical point of view, right? It's also possible that they were just like, fuck it, bring Jared Leto back. He wants to do it, and then whatever. He was the Joker, so he's already the Joker. People love it. It's the Joker. That, you know what I mean? Like, no, they'll love it no matter what, or whatever sort of deal. It's very possible that that's what happened. The reason why I'm so hopeful that the conversations went the way that I'm kind of saying that they went is because, or that I'm saying that I hope that they went, is because everything that we're seeing right now, to me, is a direct, like, answer to fan questions that have been asked about, you know, or fan criticisms levied toward the old Justice League movie. And so that, I mean, I don't see how, if you actually like DC, right, and you're not just somebody out there that just wants DC to fail, right, and you want to actually see good DC movies, if you're somebody that's like that, but you just didn't like it because you had these critiques, I don't know how you could watch the things that are going on with this and not go, okay, like, I had a problem with that. It looks like they're addressing that. I had a problem with that. It looks like they're addressing that. I had a problem with that. Looks like they're addressing with that. Now, maybe there are other problems you have that you don't know if they're addressing or not, and that's totally fair. But it doesn't feel to me like only the Jared Leto thing is the only thing bringing him back as the Joker. That's the only thing that feels like, okay, it's hard to tell. You know what I mean? It looks like potentially he's going to play the Joker differently this time than he did before. The first Suicide Squad movie trailer, when he does the thing, he's like, I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to hurt you really, really bad, or whatever. It looked dope. It looked like he was going to be a sick Joker or whatever, and then he wasn't. So it's hard to take this trailer and be hopeful that he's going to play a much better Joker this time. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But at the very least, let's say you hated Jared Leto as the Joker, right? That's one of the things. It's just like you hated him as the Joker. And you say, well, why'd you hate him as the Joker? Well, I mean, he's got stupid shit like damage tattooed on his forehead, and he's got like this short haircut, and he looks like a mobster or something, like, you know what I mean? And you say, okay, well, that's all gone, right? We got rid of that stuff. Now, what do you hate about his fucking Joker thing? Well, I just hate the performance. Like, I don't think that he did the Joker character very well. Well, I can't say that he's fixed that. I don't know. But you can't really say he hasn't fixed it either. We don't know. We haven't actually seen this performance yet. So all we do know, the only things we know is that the things that were definitely directly criticized, many of those things have been addressed. And you could say that about every other aspect of the movie as well. So that's kind of where I'm sitting here like, yes. And as for the just the trailer on its own, my God, I don't know what they said this movie was, or I don't know how much of it's edited differently. I don't know how much time they added to it. I don't know. I don't know all the details exactly. I know people generally know what those are, because I've seen people post comments like, "Oh, it's the same movie. They just added like an hour to it or something like that." I don't know if that's actually the case. If that's actually the case, then that's gonna be unfortunate. We'll have to see what happens with that. You could still fix the pacing of the movie by just adding scenes interspersed throughout, right? Now, I don't know if that would fix the movie, but it could drastically help the movie for sure, still, even just by adding scenes, even if you didn't change any of the other scenes. But the movie would be significantly better served if many of the other scenes also changed, or certain scenes were cut. Basically, the original movie isn't just intact with scenes added in between, but the original movie has things, moved around, edited, etc., etc., that are different as well. Potentially add deleted scenes, maybe that were left out, that were better than some of the scenes that were left in. You know what I mean? Like, it would be, I think, not good if it was just the same movie, but like every once in a while a new scene popped up. That would, I think, be kind of. I don't think that would not make the movie great. It might make the movie good, but it won't make the movie great. That's for sure. So, yeah. Anyway, all I can say is it looks like they added a lot of action, an insane amount of action, and to me, the pacing of the original is kind of one of the things that really held it back. And so I think if you add, a little bit more action, a little bit more baller scenes, just fix some of the awkward dialogue and stuff like that, make it a little bit more epic, I really think that the movie could come into its own. It's got the potential to be great. I'm expecting it to be good. I doubt it will be bad. It's hard to imagine that adding all of this and all of this work that they did will result in a worse movie than the original. It's possible. I don't expect that to happen. I also don't expect it to be, phenomenal. I would love it to be. I would love to go watch it and just my jaw drop and just be like, "Oh my God, this is incredible." Like, they fixed it. It's fucking the Justice League. This is everything that we wanted, or whatever. I would love for that to happen. I don't think that's going to happen either. What I expect is a marginal improvement, a pretty good improvement, I'm leaning towards now after watching this trailer. And I expect it to be a good to very good movie. Not great, probably, but good to very good. And, that the same range that I guess you could put like a Wonder Woman in, right? Not like an epic movie, but a really good movie. That's kind of where I'm expecting it to be. That's my expectation going in. So, it's still got a lot to live up to. It's been hyped, from Mars and back at this point. Elon Musk is sitting on Mars right now, hearing the news about this trailer as we speak. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be really good. There's a lot of stuff going on in this one that's a lot different. They're really pulling in the dark side storyline. They're really bringing in people from, Aquaman's doing stuff in the sea with his people. I haven't seen Aquaman, so sorry, I can't really specifically. I don't know exactly what's going on there. I'll have to watch that before I watch this, I guess. Flash, is helping. I assume that's Iris. You've got obviously Cyborg dealing with his stuff. More stuff between Wonder Woman and Batman, and the reason why, the heroes and stuff like that to get back together and stuff like that. More stuff in regards to Superman's humanity and the reason why he was sent here and all that kind of stuff. More inclusion of the villains that would potentially be, kind of running amok and potentially doing stuff, behind the scenes, distracting the heroes as well in Joker and, oh my God, what's his name? The Lex Luthor. And yeah, like I said, you've got you know, it seems like a lot more fights. The Amazons are in there, and it seems like we've got more battlefields. It looked like more locations of fighting. So it feels like there's just going to be a lot more fights as the movie's going, a lot more action and stuff like that. And I'm really looking forward to that. So that's going to do it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's a nice dumpster bite. Catch you on the dark side.
Those hands and lights can't stop me. I just hope